So Boruto chapter 34 had a lot of information to unpack, and this was actually something I had in the bullet points and stuff I wanted to talk about, but didn't actually get around to in the chapter review because the chapter review got a little lengthier than I would have liked for it. So this is something I said, okay, I'm just gonna make a separate video for, which is the budding rivalry between Sarada Uchiha and Kawaki. Now, with that being said, if you are a anime only viewer, obviously this video is gonna have spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then I highly recommend clicking off of this video. And if you want to check out the Boruto manga in a way that supports the channel, I have a link down in the description box below that you can follow and you can support the channel as well as continue to read the Boruto manga and get in the process of getting caught up. Now, with that being said, if you're still here, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're okay with any type of spoilers. So when you look back at how Kodachi likes to write, he likes to lay seeds with a lot of stuff, and he doesn't pay it off until later on in the story. And so one of the things that I really picked up on is the interaction between Kawaki and Sarada. You know, a lot of people at first were shipping these two together. They're saying, oh my god, like Sarada is going to end up falling in love with Kawaki because of how Kawaki was looking at her a few chapters back when she was running away, and she said, if you ever need anything, I'm going to be an ex-hokage, so I'll help you out. But what I found very interesting is in the chapter when Kawaki is opening up the trading card set that Boruto and his friends like to play with, and Kawaki gets the card of the 7th Hokage when he swaps with Boruto, right? So originally Kawaki got the 4th Hokage's card, and then Kawaki saw how much Boruto was upset over getting Naruto's card, and because of how much he's interacted with Naruto and seeing how much of an impact Naruto's had on him, I can see why Kawaki got that card. But the way Sarada was looking at him, I found that interesting because it wasn't because, oh, they're playing card games and everything. It wasn't that, because if you go back to the chapters, like Sarada didn't really see the point of those trading cards. And if I'm not mistaken, like the anime's even done that too, where she thinks it's a waste of time. But what I found interesting is the fact that you, in the same page where you get the training with Naruto training Kawaki, and you have another panel where Sarada is instructing Kawaki how to do the shuriken jutsu, likely the shuriken jutsu that the Uchiha clan has. And what I found very interesting on that is the level of intensity is drawn with her face, and it's very close to the same things you get when she's watching Kawaki, and it's very telling that Ikimoto gave her her own panel when she's looking at Kawaki. That's one of the things that really stood out to me, because he doesn't, he doesn't necessarily use panels in the same way that Kishimoto does, but at the same time, the fact that Sarada has that whole panel where she's just looking at Kawaki during a moment like this, I really feel as if this is setting the stage, because something similar was done with Boruto. When Boruto and Kawaki first interacted, both of them got individual panels, and the panel placement isn't quite the same because the panel where Kawaki was introduced had more panels, but it's pretty similar. And so what I found interesting about that is when you start looking at how Kodachi likes to write and build things for the end game, a lot of us are just focused on Kawaki and Boruto and how they have the falling out, what leads to the whole fight with Boruto versus Kawaki. But here's what I've always wondered. Well, what necessarily is going to happen to Sasuke? Where's Sasuke during all this chaos? Where is Sarada during all this chaos? Because she's someone who will be 16 during this fight, 16 going on 17, and it's her dream to become the Hokage. She would be roughly the same age that Naruto is heading into the 4th Great Ninja War. Like the 4th Great Ninja War ended on Naruto's birthday, so again, roughly the same age. So she potentially could be very powerful. And what I found interesting is Kawaki, he's not gonna have a dream of wanting to be Hokage. He's not from the Hidden Leaf Village. It's kind of like if you're an immigrant and you come to America, you can serve in the Senate, but you can never be president because you have to be born in America. It's not necessarily confirmed that's how Konoha works, but if you look at it, all the people who have become Hokage, they have very strong ties to the village. They aren't outsiders. So Kawaki could never be Hokage, but I do think that when you look at it, Sarada, you know she's got to feel some type of way about the fact that the current Hokage is personally training Kawaki. Sarada wants to be Hokage and she ain't even got that training. Like one of the first videos I did on this channel, I said Sarada should train with Naruto, and I felt like she needed to train with them because of the opportunity with all the people around Naruto, whether it be Mirai Sarutobi, with Mirai being against genjutsu specialist, to Kakashi teaching her how to properly use the Sharingan and lightning change and chakra release, to just Naruto being able to take her under the wing. And this is what's crazy, right? Naruto's taking somebody under the wing, but he's taking Kawaki because Kawaki reminds him so much of himself. But what's ironic about that is Sarada should remind him so much of himself because she had the same dream. She's very optimistic in the same way that Naruto was. And so that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm wondering if we don't see some type of passive aggressive resentment between Sarada and Kawaki. I think that she would be happy for him, but I do think that just the character interactions, this would be really good because this could spice things up in a different way. Like, we all know to expect Boruto and Kawaki to have their issues, but if Sarada is injected into it as well, now that adds another layer to it. That adds another layer because Boruto and Sarada, especially in the anime, they're really close. They're really close, and this would be something that'll bring them together. But I want to know from you guys, though, how do you think a rivalry between Kawaki and Sarada will play off? And I want to ask this as a final question to you guys. During Kawaki's attack, do you think that Sarada confronted him? Now, so I'm talking during the flash forward sequence, 4 years after the Momoshiki arc. Do you think that Kawaki confronted Sarada, or Sarada confronted Kawaki? Do you think they had a battle? Obviously, Sarada probably lost. So my question on top of that would be, how would you want the anime to go about that fight if that indeed happens? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.